You like comic books?
Comic books.
Comic books.
Comic books.
Comic books.
I'm quite keen on comic books.
Movies.
Movies.
Movies. The movies. Stupid TV shows. TV shows. TV shows.
But what are some of your favorite TV shows?
Can be enjoyed as video games, as TV shows, books, movies, the entire world. Wholeheartedly embrace the apocalypse. Let's start the show.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to your Sunday edition of the Next Issue podcast. All these North Texas winds blew us all the way to 2:30 in the afternoon.
Woo-wee.
So it's windy out there, Jeff. I don't know if you've gone outside today.
I've looked outside the window twice. I stepped out 3 steps outside and was like, no, I'm not doing this.
Or if you have wind chimes in your house.
It's pretty scary out there. I don't want anything to do with any kind of pollen right now, any kind of anything tumbling through the air. I got nothing. I want no part of it.
It's been a struggle, Jeff. I guess I thought I was getting sick this whole weekend since the temperatures went up to 80. I just thought I've been getting sick all weekend because I wake up in the morning and I sneeze like 5 times in a row. And my throat's been itching, and I'm like, what is happening? And then I'm like, oh, but I don't have a fever. I don't have anything. And I was like, oh, it's just this stupid cold. I mean, it's stupid weather with the freaking,
all
whatever.
All the stuff that's in the air. Yeah, I want nothing to do with the outside right now.
Me neither.
It's very beautiful from inside. Inside, it looks gorgeous outside, but
looks good.
My car has this green sheen of like pollen on it, and I'm just like, I see that, and it makes me want nothing to do with the outside. I'm just like, it's so disgusting looking out there.
Yeah, my car is black, so it's not anymore.
No, it is.
All right,
it looks like Moss Man.
Well, if you missed it yesterday, I recommend. We had what was supposed to be just a kind of a chill hangout turned into a lot of topics. A lot of topics came up. Really interesting stuff. So go check it out, including our choice for best movie for today's Oscars. A tier list of the upcoming DC Next Level, which I kind of named. Now that I have, so between yesterday and today, I did read those 3 issues that are coming out this week because I need to work on the reviews. So I'm looking forward to talking to you about that stuff next week for the ones that you pick up. Although I think you're picking up all 3 new ones at least for this week. Maybe.
I was gonna skip Deathstroke, but I'm starting to hear rumblings that it's pretty good. So I might pick up that first issue.
Yeah. So
I like Tony Fleet. I just in general, like as a good person and as a writer, usually his stuff is like pretty solid. So I would imagine this is no different than anything else that he's written. So
you'd be surprised. People would be surprised how much like goodwill towards creators goes a long way. Like if you seem like a genuinely good person, I take that into account.
Definitely.
to get your stuff right. I mean, I'm not saying you have to be like a media presence or whatever. I'm like online, or I'm just saying like if you kind of seem like a genuinely chill person.
Yeah, definitely.
So, okay. A few quick things. Since yesterday, I do want to share. I went to one of our favorite shops here in the DFW area, to Zeus Comics, and I got to talk to and meet Leah Williams, who I've met in the past. But she's great. She's doing Voyeur, so she signed this Voyeur for me. Nice. Really spicy book, really cool. And then Jim McCann and Joe Eisma, who you may know Joe from Morning Glories from back in the day with Nick Spencer, but they're doing The Other Half, which is a new book from this week. So yeah, thank you to Zeus for bringing out some creators. I feel like I haven't done enough comic creator in-person talks this year because of all the. We haven't really had a convention locally,
Mm-mm.
except for the fact that AllCon is going on this weekend, and I didn't know anything about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think I knew about it either. Now I have like a list of things that I'm like, oh, this is happening on this weekend. This is happening on this. And it is not on my list of things that happened this weekend. So
No, and I wonder. Yeah, I don't know why it slipped by. So this one, Alcon, and it went on for 4 days. Holy moly! Here, let me share my screen once again, and we'll look at the Alcon. I mean, it's too late, I guess, for anybody to go now because I think. Well, I guess they're done at 7. So if you stop watching us and go over there, I guess you can get in on it.
where is it at?
Also, I hope this is not an AI generated image.
Looks
I
pretty
gotta
generic.
I gotta say, I've seen a few things that lead me to believe that maybe I'm thinking mainly about the hair because there's a few I when the apps first came out, and if I'm wrong, I'll be glad to be wrong about it. But there's a few apps that I saw have this like superhero. I don't remember what they call it, but they like the hair seems reminiscent of that. So
Yeah.
anyways,
It may not be AI, but it might be clip art.
yeah, something. So this happening at the Hilton on the North Texas Tollway and
Oh, okay.
635. I'm sure you're familiar with that area by close to Galleria. And let's see, special guest Chris Bartlett, who has been a droid in The Mandalorian and Kenobi.
Oh,
Christian Gailey, who's also been droids in Boba Fett and The Mandalorian. Carrie Savage seems to be a voice actor. Susanna Malik, also another performer, seems like from Star Wars. The original Wedge Antilles.
Wedge.
Sorry, not the original. The one for Rogue One. I forgot they have a different person do that. Peter Prankster. I'm not sure who that is. Other than a streaming super celebrity. Preston Corvo, who's a stuntman, and Greg Peters. Yeah, this one used to be a lot more about comics, I feel.
I have no idea who any of those people are, but good for them. I hope they make a lot of money signing things.
Yeah. Did you ever go to Alcon at any point?
Maybe at one point. I don't know. I don't. Conventions aren't like I didn't go to a lot of conventions as a youth.
Mm.
I went to a handful, but I don't know if I've ever been to Alcon.
This one's always been in the Addison area. So like it used
Okay.
to be like at a DoubleTree over there and like off of
I don't think
Midway.
I've ever been to.
We even did before COVID. Next issue we did a panel there.
Oh, okay.
And we talked about what was it? Mad Fractions Hawkeye. That was our main. So we've only done a handful of live panels, and that was one of them. So, well, if you went to Alcon, hope you had a good time. So, let's get to it, Jeff. I'm gonna throw
If we ever do another live one, I'd need like plenty of warning because then I'd be like, oh, you mean I gotta wear pants like on those days?
No warning.
Yeah, no warning.
No warning.
You're showing up in your room.
We'll just have to get a tablecloth at the dollar store.
Yeah.
Cover up the desk. I don't know. Conan doesn't wear pants, does he?
No, you never know what's going on under the desk.
It's a live show. He does wear pants because he pulls the strings. So Conan was a bad example. Which, speaking of Conan, he'll be hosting tonight's Oscars. I liked his stuff last year. I thought it was good. So
yeah, I'm glad when they have a host. Like when they, some of the hosts are. Conan should be hosting most things. I feel like.
Yeah,
I think they need to go back to having a like when Johnny Carson hosted. I know I'm gonna sound like a complete old head, but Johnny Carson hosted the Oscars for like ever. I think. Just as a singular host, and you got used to it year after year.
Yeah.
And then Billy Crystal hosted for a whole bunch of years in a row. And then they started going just like every year was a different host, and it gets weird and sloppy.
Yeah, it doesn't always work. I feel like hosting is a very specific set of skills. You
Hmm.
can't just be
Hmm.
funny or you can't just be charming. You have to be a lot more. Um, so
Yeah.
um, cool. Well, Jeff, let's get on to what we've been watching and reading. We'll start with some watches. We don't have a lot of stuff that we watch, especially because we just did yesterday's show where we talked a lot about catching up on things. But you and I always we read so much stuff weekly that I really love
Yeah.
the Sunday show to get it all out of my system. I'm sure you want to get it out of your system.
Yeah. Otherwise, you just miss out on telling people about the stuff you've done.
That's right.
And then, did you even do it at all? That's the
Does it
thing.
even count?
You
Does it
fall into an
even?
existential nightmare.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. What you been watching, Jeff?
The only thing I've really been of note to is I finished or I've caught up with the Monarch Legacy of Monsters show,
Mm-hmm.
which I spitfired through in about a week and a half because I hadn't seen any of it. So I watched all the first season, and then the first 3 episodes are out of the second season now. And I was going to kind of, since it's not, the second season isn't complete, they're being released weekly on a
Mm-hmm.
weekly basis. I thought I would slow up, but as the first season, the back half of the first season got real good, and their hooks between the at the end of the episode into the beginning got real good. Also, I started noticing, I'm like, oh, did I catch that Mariko Tamaki wrote this issue or this episode? And like, there's a lot of like comic book creators other
Yeah.
than just Matt Fraction that are on the show all over. Their names are all over the show, so that was kind of cool and got definitely perked my interest. And then as I was watching it, I started to get uh, there were things that started to annoy me. I
Ooh.
call it the CW flash writing, which is when the characters don't learn their lessons from week to week. The Flash, I got so annoyed by I love those CW shows because they're cheesy, they're fun, they're whatever. Uh, but the Flash is the one that was the most heinous about this, which is there'd be a problem, evil villain comes along, and Barry has this one piece of information that if he would just share with everybody else, they wouldn't get into big problems. But he tries to go it alone, and at the end of the episode, he's like, "You guys, I should have come to you sooner because if I
Mm-hmm.
had, then the problem wouldn't happen." And then the very next week, Caitlin has that problem, and then the very next week, Cisco has that problem, and then by the third week, we come back around to Barry who has the problem. And I was just like, you guys don't learn anything from week to week. Just communicate. If you communicate, your half your problems are gone. And that's what I'm getting out of this. I started to get out of this show, where I was like, you guys aren't learning your lessons from episodes. You just kind of keep walking into these things where you release these giant monsters and you feel bad, but I'm like, get over it and go do something. But that said, I'm having a great time watching it, and I think
Yeah.
week to watching it like with a whole week in between episodes, those things won't bug me as much.
Yeah. I think also the main the saving grace for that is that sometimes they keep things from each other, but they're also keeping things from the heartless corporation that is doing all this stuff, right? Because they have to hide stuff from like Monarch or like Apex or whatever is the other thing is called.
Yeah,
Uh, because they know that they would just like take advantage or like get rid of them or whatever. So I understand that. But yeah, when they keep things from each other, I think that's silly.
it's always
Feels silly.
it's always dumb things where I'm just like, why would you even hold that secret? Like, just tell them. Like, just get over like whatever
Yeah.
weird ego thing is just like this. There's other thing. There's a giant monster in the ocean. I don't know if you guys know that or not.
And man, I'll tell you the Wyatt Russell, Kurt Russell like thing of it all really like holds the show up a lot more than I would have thought initially.
Yeah, 100%.
Like it's so cool and it's so interesting. And then they've done some time shenanigans where like one of the characters has not aged for reasons that are explained in the show. So she gets to interact
Two of
with
the
both.
characters,
Yeah,
kind of,
yeah, I
sort
guess
of.
so. Yeah, yeah. So
Um,
very cool. I'm behind on this week's. I haven't watched this week's, but that's probably what I'm doing right after we get off of here.
it's pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good show. Well, I also have been watching. I just since yesterday, since we talked about all the other stuff, I did start One Piece season 1 into the Grand Line. Did you ever get into the live action show for One Piece?
Mm-mm.
Okay, and you've never checked
I've,
out the
I've
anime
never
or the
read.
manga? Okay. I always gravitated like around. It's such a big thing in anime and manga that you can't like you can't enjoy any other anime and manga without like eventually talking or
Running into
discovering
One
or
Piece.
feeling One Piece.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is gonna be an 8 episode season. They're 8 episode seasons. They're an hour long. That's the perfect way for me to actually get into it, as opposed to like, oh no, I'm 1,000 episodes or 1,000 chapters behind.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
you know. So I really enjoyed the first season, and this season continues to just be fantastic. I think what makes this show special is that a lot of the time when they adapt anime or manga into live action, they think that this live action medium is too good and too cool for the original material, where they strip away all the little goofiness and the silly stuff. And
Oh yeah,
One
yeah.
Piece is built on that. Like, it is at its heart is just a silly, goofy show about these friends trying to do something together, right? And that's what they've like. The live action has captured that. They actually lean into it because Oda's designs are so crazy. Like for the characters, I'm sure you've seen some previews, right? Like David
Yeah.
Desmalchin character has like a three, like braided up from his hair because he's Mister Three. That's this character. They lean into all that. Like even the effects, like Luffy's rubber powers are hard to portray. And if we saw this in like maybe the Fantastic Four movie, we'd be like, "Oh, this looks dumb." But it works in One Piece because it's already leaning into that cheesy, kind of goofy stuff. Um, so
The trailers for the second season did like for a little bit. I was like, well, maybe I'll check it out because it does look so over the top, so almost Tim Burton-esque, in a way.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But light, like
Lighthearted, yeah.
lighthearted. Yeah, not
If
uh
if
but
you
yeah,
ever,
that kind of level of pushing it to
yeah,
that kind of commitment.
if you ever run out of like, have a gaping hole in your entertainment core. Or if you have Netflix, I guess I don't even know if that's a streaming service you currently have. I recommend you check it out at least so you can be like, maybe One Piece was never for me, and now because this is a property
Yeah.
that's been going on for 30 years, right? Like, so
Yeah,
there's
definitely
obviously
interesting.
something there. There's obviously something there.
And I'm always looking to fill a gaping hole. So
Oh boy, save that for the after dark. Next issue after dark. You can find that content on our Patreon actually. So subscribe to our Patreon. It's called Jeff's Gaping Hole.
usually get that kind of stuff on the Saturday show, but we're bringing it to the Sunday show.
That's right. It's all the wind, man. My grandpa used to say like it's because of the wind that things would happen. It's
Yeah,
all the wind. So we're gonna blame it
all
on
the
the wind.
wind.
But yeah, season 2 is great. I watched the first 4 episodes yesterday and today. I watched 2 and 2, and it's so much fun. And it also has that thing where like it leaves at a place where you just want to watch the next one. They're really good at that,
Mhm.
especially Netflix does that very well, to keep you going. So yeah, highly recommend it if you've never checked it out. If you've always wanted to get into One Piece, I think the live action until they're redoing the anime in a different studio, kind of like a more condensed version of it with new animation. Until that comes out, I think this is the most accessible way to get into One Piece. So
Nice.
okay, cool. Let's talk about comic. Now you have an indie comic here. First, that I have a poly bag that maybe we can save till the end before our picks, so we can open this on stream.
Sure.
But other than that, at your leisure, Sarah, we'll just go back and forth until we run out of comics to talk about.
I do want to cover some quick news real quick.
Oh yeah.
Because you were talking about as you were talking about One Piece and media, we did get news that real quick. We do news that they canceled the Buffy revisit or whatever on Hulu. Did you see that?
I did.
Which surprises me because that had, was it Chloe Zhao attached to it or whatever? When she, yeah,
whose movie is currently nominated for Best Picture?
Right? Why are you canceling that? And it seems like an easy home run of a series to
And
like. I need to know how that collapsed.
Sarah Michelle Gellar had talked for years that she would not sign on to anything that she not truly believe in. So like that is already like a big stamp of approval. So I I hope it wasn't bad. Maybe they just saw the pilot and it wasn't good, or maybe they're just like, we'll take the tax write off on this project and
Yeah, that's
kill it.
crazy. But while that news happened, we also got news that they're trying to do a Firefly animated series. I was going to
Yes.
call it a reboot, but the animated series, which is just announced today, and kind of, sort of, like they've got the cast signed on to do all the voices. They're talking about how they have script producers, an animation studio, and they just need to pitch it to one of the streamers to see if they can get it picked up. So we may be getting that. Who knows?
So
Or
we need to start the hashtags. We need to start showing our support. Although I was never the biggest. I found Firefly way after everything was done. Like even after the movie, way after the movie. I've seen it all now, but I was never
you
like
came to it after the
yeah, I
fact.
came way too late. Um,
Uh, it was very frustrating to be a Firefly fan in the moment because Fox moved that thing all over the place.
yeah,
It was an interesting time to be a sci-fi fan then because they also had like I think those were the Dark Angel years as well.
yeah.
So there was a lot of interesting sci-fi out at the time then.
But eventually, y'all got Fringe. So I don't know if you watch Fringe, but
Hmm.
you know, all those shows had to walk, run, and get canceled for Fringe to be a success for years. So,
Yeah.
well, since we're talking news, I don't know if you remember a couple of weeks ago we talked about there was going to be two pitches for the GI Joe script.
Oh yes,
One by
McBride.
Danny McBride, and the other one by Max Landis, who is a horrible person
Yeah.
according to everything. So, well, they've dropped the Landis script, so they're just gonna focus on the McBride script for GI Joe. So
And I'm not surprised. They just said that they had creative issues with the project, is what Paramount
yeah,
said.
well, they were gonna like take pieces from everything and put something together, which I thought that's like the worst. Like, did you not learn anything from Star Wars, the Rise of Skywalker, where you like try to grab a bunch of things together and not make it cohesive?
Is that how they were gonna? Because I hadn't heard how they were with the
Yeah,
plan.
they
I
had
just heard that
said
they
we're
were.
gonna have them both like do scripts, and then we'll take all the best pieces from everything, and then from there do something. So yeah, but luckily
Oh, they're
that's
gonna
not happening.
Frankenstein that.
Yeah, you should not.
Like,
The only Frankenstein things you should be doing in the theater is Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, and then Maggie Gyllenhaal's The Bride. So
which I need to go see. 'Cause I'm sad that it is not doing well in the theaters,
no,
supposedly or whatever.
I
But it
know.
looks amazing, and I just haven't. I need to go see it.
All the stuff I've seen is like overall positive, maybe one or two like, but these are people that I don't really follow their stuff. I feel like they just want the
Haters.
engagement of like crapping on a movie.
Yeah.
So cool. All right.
But I will say I was surprised because Max Landis, as bad of as a person as he is, like can put a pitch together.
Mhm.
He's like, I did not when he first got sprung onto the scene. I guess he had like a YouTube documentary about wrestling that popped, got real big.
Yeah.
And
There
then
was a Death of Superman video, I think, as well, with a bunch of like Elijah Wood was in it, and like I'm guessing a bunch of people that he just knew from being in Hollywood.
yeah,
Um,
and then he got Me Too'd, and then all these stories started seeping out about him, and so yeah, I didn't think we would hear from him again, but
and now we
it's
won't.
not unheard of. Yeah, thank God now we don't. But it's not unheard of for like people to try to work themselves back into Louis C.K.'s out touring, and he pops
Yeah,
up
yeah,
sometimes and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, is this how we get Max Landis back? So I'm glad it got turned down. So
that's right. Leave my GI Joe alone.
yeah, we'll see what. Hopefully, Danny McBride's pitch is awesome. So
Cool. All right.
all
Now
right.
we can talk about comics. Go for it, Jeff. We'll go back and forth.
I picked up this. My comic shops like set this aside for me because he was like, I know you love the Mad Cave books, and he goes, and this is one of the ones that people started picking up right away, and it was already $20 by the time I got to the comic shop at like 10:30
Yeah.
on eBay. But it's okay. I thought it was. I actually, you know what? No, I take that back. I really enjoyed it. There's a really funny Liefeld gun at the beginning of the book that I think they make reference to this giant gun. They call it the Liefeld gun. That's very funny. It's very entertaining. Kind of tongue in cheek. Very
Very
similar
irreverent.
to Men in Black. It makes me think of Men in Black.
The classic Men in Blacks, not the
Classic Men in Black.
I love the first and second movies, but like they're very different from the comics. From the Men in Black comics, the Malibu stuff, right? So yeah, I also really, we talked about it last week, and I made a little video about it too. Like I kind of called on the. It was easy to see which two comics would pop off this week. Maybe when we take a look at our pull list, we'll see if anything else is our lock of the week. We're gonna be like those betting lines now, those betting phone lines.
Polymarket and
That's
whatever
right.
else they're called.
So, cool. Well, I'll do another indie comic that is not $20, but it's still pretty fun. The Exorcism at Buckingham Palace #1. And I also picked up this really fun cover. Now, I didn't do a full review because I had already done kind of a review back in the day before the FOC. I was able to read this, but this is by Hannah Rose May and Kelsey Ramsey, colors by Heather Breckle. It's in the same world as the original Exorcism at 1600 pen, but this one, the royal family has gone missing, and like it all falls to one of the heirs that's way down in the tiers. Like they messed up with the line of succession somewhere, but also on top of all that stuff that's going on with the family being lost at sea or maybe gone forever, this guy looks like he's being possessed too. So like this random dude later like lower on the line of procession or whatever. So it's great. I mean, Hannah Rose May, I feel like she's been doing some amazing stuff recently, right? Guy in the
Definitely.
Chair, Smile, the other Exorcism book. Rogues was probably the first time I heard her name. That's the Image comic from a few years ago. So yeah, good stuff. Go check out. We have, like I said, full video on the channel talking more about it.
Yeah.
What do you got, Jeff?
Action Comics. What is this? 1096. Start of a new arc. Mark Waid and
Skylar Patridge.
Patridge. Great comic, very fun. Oh, I like that.
I picked up every corner box variant that I could pick up. I got.
Booster Gold does make an appearance in this book. We've got some time travel shenanigans. The book has, for the last 15, 20, almost 15 issues maybe, it's been about young Clark Kent as Superboy in Smallville, just kind of covering those stories, and we continue with that. Only this time he's meeting some contemporaries as an adult, some of his future contemporaries. It looks like Booster Gold, Martian Manhunter, and Mary Marvel.
Yeah, it's also kind of the beginning of like a reign of the Superboys, which is a loosely threaded story throughout all the Superman books, which I find very fun. Like I said, this is all like DC All In Act 2, right? Like after DC KO, DC has made it so you can just pretty much. I've read stuff for next week. You can jump on almost any book that has this little top header at the that means that it's a brand new thing. Like they all have it. They all have some kind of like little pitch there. So, but yeah, I mean, these are Skylar Patridge is doing the corner boxes for, I think, anything Superman. Jorge Jimenez is doing it for all the Batman books, I think. So these have been really fun to follow around. Well, let's stay on the Super family. Supergirl #11. another book in the reign of the Superboys.
Dun, dun, dun.
This is by Sophie Campbell. Once again, great jumping on point. Supergirl gets stuck in Kandor, and now it's up to everyone else to try to figure out what the hell they're gonna do. Also, as you can see in the main cover by Dan Mora, Boy Thunder is back from the world's finest, which is interesting because Boy Thunder grows up to be Magog in some universe.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that means for this book.
And is Connor in this book too?
Connor is also in this book. That's why he's in the corner box. So yeah, which that's my favorite version of Superboy. I enjoyed the New 52 telekinetic one, but Connor's my boy.
Yeah, we love Connor.
And
Connor's
he's
fun.
cool. He's cool.
And I do because in the main Superman book, Superboy Prime is taking over as the main Superman.
Yeah.
And I do kind of hope that they have him deal with like some of the things that he's done in the past because he killed I don't know if that's still a thing because we've rebooted the universe a couple of times since then, but I wonder if they have any history together. The same for Superboy Prime and Jason Todd. They kind of have a bit of a history together. Again, that might have been retconned, and I don't know about it, but but Superboy Prime would be the one who would know about it because he's a fourth wall breaking character. So,
yep.
All right. Dork number 2.
Dork,
which was very fun. My comic shop had a whole bunch of them. I hope they got to sell them all because this is one of the first issue was one of those ones that speculators jumped on. This is a fun comic. It's just a great high fantasy comic. I don't know how else to say it.
Yeah. I haven't read this week's, but I did pick it up. I picked up a bunch of Invincible month variants too.
Oh yeah.
Because I was planning to do this as a trade because I figured the only issue that's gonna be like worth anything having in the collection, I already have the number 1.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, people just forget. I think I hear my trash can rolling around outside in the wind. Hopefully that's not the case. We'll figure that out after the show. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, it's really good.
Let's go with Spider-Man Meals to Astonish, featuring featuring Chef Jose Andres, with a really cool Mike Mignola cover. I mainly picked this up because of the Mignola cover. But yeah, there's some fun stories here. CB Cebulski's in the first one. Yeah, I know, right? But
is that written by? Is there a story in there by Chef Andres?
It's by Steve Orlando.
Okay.
Yeah, the chef is just here. I don't know exactly. I mean, there's a whole thing about why he's in it or whatever. But yeah, no, he's not in any of them. But Spider Ramen is back. Spider Ramen is a bowl of ramen that is a superhero.
Oh, I'm unfamiliar with Spider Ramen.
His villain is Dr. Takayami. It's silly. It's dumb. I just, like I said, I mainly picked it up because of the Mignola cover, which
that's a cool cover.
I thought this was Mike Mignola. It's not. This is Chef Jose Andres.
Yeah, it kind of looks like.
It looks like Mike Mignola.
Is there a recipe in there? Marvel should at least put a recipe in there of some sort.
You know, I haven't gone through the whole thing. I only read the ramen story right for now. Because my buddy at the shop mentioned it, and I was like, that seems silly. Spider Ramen's not a real thing. And then I looked it up. He appeared first in the Spider-Verse.
Okay.
There's a MODOK story. How does MODOK? There's a MODOK. Oh, there's a Jeff's Table story with Jeff the Shark and MODOK. Not MODOK. What's this guy's name? Mojo. Thank you. Yeah, so there you go. Fun times at the Jeff's Table.
I've got Harley and Ivy, Life and Crimes #2 by Erica Henderson. This is a great book.
Yeah.
it covers Harley and Ivy's burgeoning relationship, which they just broke up in current continuity. But so I guess this is for all the people that are upset about that. Maybe hopefully you're getting this book.
Yeah,
This
that'll
is
be bad.
I love Erica Henderson. I love her artwork. It's on the cartoony side. It's a little if that's not your thing, then it's probably this book is not for you. But it as silly as it is,
Made
it
that
does
be
cover a
fun.
lot of
Yeah,
yeah. If you're not into fun, this book's not in for you. It is silly, but it's also kind of like it does get into like the toxic relationship between Joker and Harley and like how scary that could be and stuff. So it's great all around. I love this book. This book is great.
well, staying on the Harley Ivy train, let's bring a few more of her friends. Sirens Love Hurts #2, Tini Howard,
Aha.
Bab Star.
I
I mean, we get Dinah shopping for her dress with Babs and Dick. We get maybe some of the spiciest Bat Cat scenes we've seen
I've
in a while.
I've not read this issue yet, but I have
Okay.
flipped through it, and I did see I did see them in bed with the mask on. Just like quickly flipping through, and I was like, "Oh, this seems like
Yeah.
a fun issue."
Okay. Well, I won't go too deep into anything, but also know that this is a book that kind of skips through the months, and we do get to Halloween, and I mean,
Oh, there you go.
Babstar Halloween. So yeah, love it. What else?
This was one of my favorite books of the week, though not my pick of the week. But X-Men United #1 by Eve L. Ewing, who had the Exceptional X-Men book. Was that it? Exceptional
Correct.
X-Men book coming out of the ashes from the Krakoa era.
And they definitely remind you that we could have continued that book, but we chose to reboot it and do this instead.
We chose to, yeah. And I'm glad. Like I did not because it's basically a continuation of that book. You get all the same characters, and it's just like, well, what if we threw the doors open to everybody? And they're reopening the school, but instead of having a physical place for all the students to go to and attend or wherever, it's a mental palace, if you will, that is set up by Emma Frost, along with the help of some others. I think the biggest complaint that I've heard is that it doesn't do a great job of explaining what happens, like once you go into that mental palace area to your body.
Yeah.
Are you just like laying there limp or whatever? Are you vulnerable in your physical form? They do make mention that anything that happens in the mind palace will happen to you physically in the real world. And they do talk about time dilation a little bit. So time does work differently in the mind palace and not in the real world. But they
Great.
don't really get into, are you just slumped over in the corner like in real life while
Gray
this is
matter,
happening?
right? I think that's what they call the school. Gray matter.
Gray matter lane. Yeah, that's a
Let
fun.
me show you
that's a fun name.
the cover. So the downside to a new X-Men book coming out like this is that I get too excited. So I picked up the Peach Momoko cover. I picked up this shiny cover as well. Who's this
Oh, that's a
by?
good cover.
I forget. I don't remember who this one is. And then Marvel loves to do this shit where, hey, how about we give you half a cover in 2 different books?
It's not a wraparound. No, sir. We only do those for a couple.
It sure isn't. If you want to see all of Emma Frost, and we know you do, you X-Men fans, you have to buy both and put them together yourself. There was a lot of Emma covers. Like,
yeah, well, my shop put this one in my pool instead of the A cover, which I like this one, and I was happy for it. Most of the covers had sold out, but I did last week we talked about this because my store opens at 10. I usually don't get there until about 11:30, but this time I left. I got there about 10. I got an hour earlier, and I was just like, whatever happens. And even then, a lot of the stuff I picked up everything I wanted to pick up, but there were a couple of things where I'm like, oh, there's only one issue left on the shelf right there, you know.
Yeah. No, I agree. That's why. So usually Wednesdays I get to go to my Sanctuary, which is my main shop for Marvel DC stuff, and then on Thursdays after work, because I'm in the area, because I have to go into the office, then I get to go to Titan on the way back home. which has most of my indie stuff, but also any covers I couldn't pick up, they usually have a bunch of stuff. So it works out for me. Is it my go?
Yeah.
I also read Jessica Jones Alias Red Band #1. This is by Sam Humphries. Now my copy is sealed, and Geraldo Borges is the artist, by the way. Sorry, my copy is sealed because my Jacob at my shop, he let me read his copy, so I didn't have to open mine, because you don't find these digitally, right? So
and it's only a red band. There is no non-red band version,
right? So I get to keep mine sealed, at least for the foreseeable future.
How
it's really cool.
Is it okay?
Is
it red? What is red bandy about it?
There is red band stuff in here, like,
okay.
I mean, but it is comparable to what's going on in Dungeons. So, like, to your point from last week, this could just not have been a red band book. Yeah, this still could have been just as gnarly. Like, it would have been mature.
Yeah, yeah. How much is the red band?
$4.99, which I think is the same.
Oh, that's so that's not a thing.
Yeah,
if it were like $5.99, then I'd be like, no, that's a ripoff. But that's the same price as a normal Marvel comic. So
what they're doing is not giving you the free digital copy, so you are losing out a little bit, because these all have the digital code, right? So, but it's good. Sam Humphries, I like Sam Humphries. I think he's a great writer. Like I said, Borges' art really nails it, and it's also in celebration of 25 years of Alias, which, was surprised that Michael Bendis is not the one doing this.
They made such a big. Well, I don't know if they made a big deal. It certainly wasn't the deal that DC.
Comic fans made a big deal about it.
The comic fans made a big deal about it, and I'm just like, for one, like a tiny Avengers backup story so far, that it, like maybe that was all there was to begin with. So
maybe they'll do what they did with the Punisher, where Alias will have a red band series, and then immediately right after they'll do another non-red band series, and then maybe Bendis is where it comes in on that one, because the Punisher, it's pretty much the same. Like, it could have just been the same title going. And the Punisher, I expect violence, so like you don't have to red band the Punisher. Whatever.
Who knows what Marvel is thinking at this point, though.
But it's all right. CB Cebulski's in his comic book, so who cares?
Another book I picked up was Ordained #2.
You read that book.
Bad idea. It's me and 4 other guys somewhere in the country that are reading this book. First off, real paper pages. That's awesome. It's this guy is an ordained minister. He used to be a Marine. He's a kick-ass dude who's the mafia's put a hit on him, so he's just taking the mafia out as they come at him. He's not really even hunting them down. They're coming to him, and he's just gotta, defending himself. But it's like any other great John Wick, Mr. Nobody, whatever. All those movies that are like that. It's that in comic.
I really tried Bad Idea Wave 1, and I got a little burnt, because then there was a few things that they shorted the shops, so like then we can never get those, and I don't know if that was an issue with them, Diamond, whatever. Like, yeah, it was what it was. So I'm glad you're enjoying it, though. It sounds fun. Hopefully I'll go to your house one day to read the comics.
I'll send them aside. I'll scan them in for you.
I'll bring my red band Alias. And you can't read any other way. We should do a meetup to share comics that can't be read in any other format.
Yeah, they're just there.
So everybody brings something like that we can only read physically.
We just pass one to the right. Everybody, like, their one comic pass to the right, and you get to read it.
Oh, we got the homie Carlos in the chat. What's up, Carlos? It's my homie.
Carlos.
Well, to stay on brand, and before you take this one, Absolute Batman number 18. Speaking of the body horror and the gore, this should be a red band title.
Yeah. This is a pretty big issue. I feel like this is you get a pretty big tonal shift that happens at the very end of the book here.
I didn't realize this was only going to be the Seventh Kingdom. I thought it was going to be a longer arc. I didn't realize it was going to be 2 issues. because Nick Dragotta's back next issue to do, like, I've seen some stuff. They've teased a lot of stuff. They teased Scarecrow, they've teased Robin. They, because they reveal covers ahead of time, right, for the solicits. So like,
yeah.
But I love that his move of like using the horns. Like regular Batman does not use the horns, the ears as much as he should, I feel.
No, he does not, and he should. I do like that. Now that I think about it, because in that fraction, in the like a couple of books back, there was the woman who was like, "Well, you can hear because of the ears, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." So
yeah,
maybe
she's like there on the stove.
yeah. So maybe there is something to it. He just uses them in a different way. They're just radio antennas for normal Batman.
Yeah, I do like also that with the Freeze arc and this one, they're using these iconic villains in 2-issue arcs to transform Bruce. Because the first one was right before Abomination when he got, whatever they did to him in Arkham. This one, I feel like he just peeled off all the layers. And you remember the original pitch for this one was like, no mansion, no support, no family, something like that. Absolute Batman.
Yeah.
Well, whatever he has left, he has stripped it off in this issue by the end of this issue. Whatever was left of like whatever he had left for his like family, community, his people, his support system, it's all gone. Even his mom.
Yeah,
like
he's definitely
when he hangs
he's like,
up
I
in
am
that
on my
voicemail,
own.
Yeah, hanging up in that voicemail, I was like, oh, Bruce, what are you doing? Also, I like this Court of Owls. I still don't know exactly what's going on, but I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, it's just gonna be him yelling at Alfred for the rest of the series.
He doesn't. Alfred's been called back by MI6 or whatever. They're recalling him, so they're like, "You better leave Gotham soon," or I feel like they might come to get him.
Absolute Wonder Woman's gonna be upset with him for rejecting all that stuff. My next pick is the Planet of the Apes versus the Fantastic Four. This is a great book.
Yeah, I haven't read that one yet, but I'm looking forward to it.
I when we interviewed Josh Trujillo, the other two fellas really carried that interview because I don't know anything about the apes, or at least this version of them.
Sure.
This comic makes me want to go out and watch those movies, so that's good. But because I don't know much about them, I'm really reading this just as it reads well just as a Fantastic Four book because this could just be a Fantastic Four adventure, honestly.
And that's kind of the genius of putting these two properties together, that I think it works from both sides, or if you're familiar with everything.
And they definitely make references to who I'm assuming is the Charlton Heston character in the book and stuff that happens in the movies that I know that they're references mostly because of that interview that we did, but it doesn't bother me that I'm not necessarily picking up on them. I'm just like, okay, well, that's whatever. But again, if I just read it from the Fantastic Four's perspective, it's just a Fantastic Four adventure.
Yeah, I recommend the original movie is really good. That's the only one I've seen from the older stuff. I did not dive deeper into that, and I feel like I'm okay. I'm okay with my choices. So, I got 2 more books left. So let me do this one. Well, I guess technically 3, but and then the pick. A Quiet Place, Storm Warning, number 1. This is first of all, Phil Hester writing a book. I'm on board. That Gotham 0 year or year 1, Gotham year 1 that he did a little while back. That was like a noir kind of detective story about the old Gotham back in hundreds of years ago. It was great. But this is really cool if you're a fan of if you like any of the films. I think you'll enjoy this. I like that it just takes place in a little town. So like I don't expect to see John Krasinski like stepping into the screen at any point, but I love anything where you have a bunch of people that are running out of resources, run out of options, and there's always that one loud mouth that thinks they know better, and then you just know they're gonna get their comeuppance.
Because they're loud in the quiet place.
Yeah.
You can't be a loud mouth in the quiet place.
Also, they play a lot with the sound on this. You see all those onomatopoeia?
Oh,
They have to play a lot with that in this book because the premise of it is like these things have to hear the people, right, or whatever, like the noises. So it's very interesting. I think it's tough to do that in a comic medium, but I think the first issue, at least so far, it works.
This would be a fun comic to have the Hallmark effect, where if you open the book too wide, it like makes a noise.
Yeah.
Like you should have that on a page flip where you're like, you have to like really get to the open the book to like
Bring back that
Yeah.
augmented reality thing that
yeah,
Marvel used to
bring
do.
back the augmented
So
reality.
it'll take me to a YouTube playlist or something where the noise will pop out. No.
My next, I have two left in the pick of the week, and I have a handful of books that I have not yet read
Okay.
yet. So, Seasons, the newest issue of the seasons number 9. Again, I think this is just the most beautiful book on the shelf. Of course, I can't. Well, this particular book, it's all the colors are kind of drowned out for a specific reason, story wise, in the book.
Okay. I thought it because it was winter.
Well, it is winter, but it's the character Winter's fault for doing it.
Interesting.
But it's the artwork is so beautiful. It's Rick Remender, who we've established that I love.
Yeah.
And it's just a fun book, just a really fun book.
Yeah, Paul Estacetta's art is so cool. Like, I feel like I don't know. I know he does a lot of like Image comics. I think he did the Outcast book back in the day too with Robert Kirkman, which I was really excited when they were gonna adapt that to live action, and I think they did eventually, but never got around to watching it. Yeah, very cool. I think the trade for Volume 2 is coming out, so then I'll be catching up that way. I'm reading this in trades, and I think each one is 4. They're collecting 4 issues at a time, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
My last book before the one that's in the bag, and then my pick of the week is Godzilla versus Portland. This is the anthology from Godzilla versus America.
Do they smoke Godzilla out?
They don't. But my favorite story is cover artist. Well, this is a variant cover by Caitlin Yarsky, but my favorite story is by her. She both draws and writes it. And I don't know how much you know about Portland lore, but there's an urban legend video game called Polybus or something like that. Have you ever heard of that? Okay,
I have not.
It's like an urban legend where, like, if you play that game, you would disappear or something. I don't remember exactly what it is, but her story has to do with that and Godzilla. So it's really interesting that they kind of like. It's cool to bring in that kind of lore.
Yeah, that's fun.
So let me see. Let me see if I can find real quickly what the lore is behind that. Okay, yeah. So the game is called Polybius is an urban legend about a mysterious arcade game. According to the legend, the game appeared in arcades in Portland, Oregon in 1981. The gameplay was supposed to be psychoactive, abstract, and dangerous. Children who played the arcade game were said to suffer from amnesia, seizures, night terrors, and hallucinations. Why is this not a movie yet? Maybe let me go down on the wiki. Yeah, I guess not. This feels like it should have been at least an episode of the new Twilight Zone or something.
Yeah, give me an X-Files on this.
So cool. Oh yeah, we were just talking about this earlier, but speaking of Godzilla, Monarch Season 2 is fire. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I agree. Jeff's finally all caught up, so that works. Okay, Jeff, what do you have?
The last book I've read for the week is Hulk Smash Everything. Well, the last book I read for the week that is not my pick of the week. Hulk Smash Everything. Yeah. He at the end of the last issue, he got out of a black hole, almost killed Galactus, and Franklin,
as you do,
sends him back. That part of the story takes place way in the future, when Galactus is a herald of Franklin Richards, Reed and Sue's son. So I'm glad that is supposedly future canon in the Marvel universe. So I like it when they are like, oh, and this is that's how you know when that takes place. Franklin sends him back to present time Marvel universe, except he's still like Galactus sized, in
Oh, that's
the
funny.
present day Marvel universe, and so now all the heroes are trying to deal with them, and the leader is still there, and the Hulk is really upset about the leader, and the Hulk continues to try to smash everything. Uh, it's such a fun book, a fun book. I know I've
Right.
used the word fun about all these books, but I choose to read fun books, and so that's how I know I like them.
I mean, that's a big part of it. If you're not having fun with comic books, like
Yeah,
unless it's your job, what are you doing? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Okay, you want to talk about Tiger's Island before I open my bag?
Tiger's Island, #1 came out this week. This
The
was
other.
again another speculator book, a big speculator book. I don't know what it. Can you look and see what it is on eBay right now?
Oh, I was
Uh,
gonna say, can you look and see why it's probably speculative? Like, walk give me two big reasons.
yeah, yeah, I can give you a couple of good reasons here. You know, it's okay. Honestly, I think it's okay. It's reading it, you're like, oh, a bunch of young women are kidnapped to a rich guy's island to become. They're kind of like it sounds very. In fact, they do kind of address it in the letters page at the end, where they're like, this sounds very close to home or something. You know, a big story in the news that has been in the news for the last few years, and the creators were like, it's not really intentional, but you know, it is there. So
Yeah,
uh,
I mean, when this was written, it was probably like just the exploitation type of films that they were kind of
yeah, yeah, yeah,
referencing.
and you get that vibe definitely.
Yeah. The book's
And
like $15 to $20. Yeah, 15 to 25 probably, depending on your variant. It's not. It didn't reach dork levels of hype.
no, and
I
I have a
think.
feeling that we're only in this bubble for a couple of weeks before
Thank
things die
God, because
down.
I love collecting #1s of things that I want to check out. So,
Yeah,
let's. Yeah, I really like the book as well. I thought it was. Well, I guess not as well because you you didn't like it as much as
I
I
thought it
did
was
probably.
okay. I thought it was,
I think the art is very cool. Like I love that stylized thing. Like everybody has the little eyes and stuff, and
yeah,
yeah, it's very interesting. It's funny. I think it's funny. Like especially there's one of the. So these are young actresses that are being taken, uh, and they all do different levels of acting. So like, there's one with the short hair and blonde. I forget her name because we meet a lot of characters.
yeah, yeah,
She has
yeah,
these really funny like asides in her head to herself. Like we see it on the panels, but she doesn't say them out loud. She just kind of talk referencing things and stuff. So, but let's see what's in the poly bag. I think I know because we went over the covers last week if I remember correctly. So it
is
should
this
be
because
it
so
should be the
one, yeah,
Lana
the
Vecchio,
polybag one is usually
the spicy one. Yeah, yeah.
the spicy penthousey one.
So
So
it should be Lana Vecchio's cover, which we did see the art. So it's where behind bars or whatever. But I don't know
it's
how
maybe a
much.
thing where only the live audience gets to see the cover.
Uh, maybe we'll see. Oh, whoa! Spicy content incoming. Hold please.
Yeah, I was gonna say you might want to take a check on that.
Uh, it's not that bad. It's not like
Oh, it's not that bad. No.
we see like half a nipple probably, if that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a cool cover though. Like, I like it. And then yeah, like I said, the interior is really cool. I'm gonna keep up with this. I think there's some pages that are kind of like these long pages that feel just like the movies.
Yeah, the
You know,
interior art is really cool. And I do like the stylized kind of
yeah,
no eyeball. Just kind
you
of
know,
eye.
like the Mona Lisa, her eyes follow you around on this cover, Jeff.
Uh-oh.
If you
Is that
move
the
around
only
the
thing that
room,
follows you?
yeah, it follows. Okay, so we have. Well, do you have anything that you haven't read that you picked up?
I do have some things that I have
You're
not
pretty good about
read.
reading your books.
There was a lot this week, so I saw 4 things that I have not quite gotten to. The
Okay,
latest
so
issue of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
oh yeah, I have
Uh,
that too. Where's mine? It should be around here somewhere. I liked it a lot, but yeah, it's fun.
I picked it up because it didn't look like it was as zombie heavy. So Bleeding Hearts issue #2.
Okay. Yeah, I think
Uh,
I'm gonna take a break on that one. I'll wait for the I'll wait for the trade on that one. I think.
The newest Green Lantern, Absolute Green Lantern,
Yep.
which
Yep.
this is probably going to be my last issue. It's the 12th
Mhm.
issue, so I think this is going to be my.
It is a good place to make your choice of like how much more do I want to invest in this. Because
And
I did also, but I like the first volume. I'm reading it in trade, so
it's not a bad book. It's just out of all of them, it's probably my least favorite, which isn't
there's
saying it's
so
bad,
much.
but it is. There's
And
just
we're
too
getting
much
a
to
Green
buy.
Arrow book soon, so like we can only afford to buy so many comics.
And gas is, and everything's expensive again. So
Yeah.
like, I need to start making
If
some
we get another
choices.
avian flu, I swear to God, Jeff.
And then the Harley Quinn Elvira crossover book.
Which I feel also you and 5 other people are reading.
Yeah, but look at these covers. Like, how could you
They're
pass
very
that up?
cool. I agree. No, they're very cool.
And I do like I enjoy the Elvira books. I have a couple of them. I don't get them all the time, but I have an Elvira Vincent Price crossover from
Oh, that's
a
fun.
few years ago, and then I think I have one other one. I don't remember who it was, but whenever Elvira goes and crosses over with somebody, if the somebody is fun enough, then I will go ahead and pick it up. Because Elvira is a fun character no matter what.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you want to talk about this before we get into picks of the week, but I do have one of the comic book, and I did flip through it. I hadn't had a chance to actually read any of the articles, but it looks like there's a fun letters page with Chris Zdarsky at the beginning. There's some good articles about Absolute Batman and Absolute Wonder Woman. My only just on the surface complaint is when we get to the end. There are a lot of dudes on these top 10 creators page. Only, honestly, Kelly Thompson and I don't see any. There are no other women as far as Jordi Belair. Out of the top 10 cover artists, top 10 interior artists, top 10 writers list.
Jordi Belair does color like half of the books that come out. So
yeah, I'm just like, you guys need to pick a few more women. Just a few,
Or just expand your roster of books that you're reading, because like I would probably put Stephanie Phillips up there and maybe Tenny Howard just because of the stuff that I'm reading from. Like they are being very prolific. You'll see what I'm talking about.
When one of your interior artists, still after all these, as much as I love the man from all these years, but John Romita Jr. probably no longer needs to be on a top 10 interior artist list.
That's fair. Fair enough.
He can be on your top 25 list. No
Yeah.
problem.
I haven't dove fully into the magazine, but I want to take my time with it because it is only physical. Once again, like I really need to take some time to sit with it and just read it. I think that's gonna be very fun. So
it's a pretty good deal. Like,
yeah, $2.99.
$3. $2.99.
Even if it was just, I have bought covers for books that I only buy for the cover for more.
Yeah,
and this is a really cool cover. I've seen some of the previews for the upcoming covers, so those are also very good looking. They're doing really good work. Like all these people putting together a magazine like this. It's fun. It's fun to have something to kind of look forward to. One thing I didn't see was the frequency of how often this is going to come out. I don't know if it's going to be monthly. Because monthly is definitely tough, but if they can do it, I believe in them.
Yeah, it doesn't really say.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe it'll say somewhere in the interior, but if there's no date on the cover, so it doesn't really give me a
right. Well, before we get to our picks of the week, I did pick up a few more comics that I haven't read. Most of these are just because they're cool variants. I picked up the Free Planet Invincible variant with the Beast. What's his name? Battle Beast. The facsimile of Action Comics.
Oh, that's cool.
I figured with the movie next year, this might be a good facsimile to have. Look who's speculating now. No, there's a reason. There's a reason DC printed that. I also picked up the facsimile of the Invincible #1 because I've never picked up Invincible. So it's really cool.
Is that a glossy cover? Yeah, it definitely has a sheen to it.
It's like a metallic sheen, but it's not foil.
Okay.
they've done this a few times. Image has done it, or Skybound has done this a few times. They did it for GI Joe and Transformers back in the beginning of when they started. It's a good way to charge me an extra $1 for the cover.
That's a book that I have a number one of that I sometimes think, I wonder if I should get that.
Yeah.
As somebody who is very anti going to get your comics graded, there are a handful of comics I'm like, maybe I should get that one.
Maybe
graded.
you should. Yeah. Something is Killing the Children #1 got a 10th printing. This is what this is. I don't know. Like, there's not a lot of books that get a 10th printing. So I figured I should pick it up. Now, as I say that, I am about to show you another book that got a 10th printing that I picked up, but it's rare. They just happen to happen in the same week. Transformers #2 got a 10th printing, so they do this really cool. I have the Transformers 10th printing #1 that has like just really cool foil, and it's Starscream in the cover. So like,
and that's probably Duke's friend.
Yeah. What am I not gonna? And especially because when we talk about our upcoming stuff, like GI Joe 20 is a big issue for that. And then because I was at zoos yesterday, and they always have variants that I never pick up, I picked up this Tula Lote variant, which I had missed when it first came out for Alice Forever After #2. I think this is a Dan Penosian book, but I just wanted the Tula Lote cover, and this Liana Kangas cover for Star Trek Strange New Worlds 5.
I almost got caught up in buying a variant. The 6th issue of Beneath the Trees had a Dr. Seuss kind of variant. I don't remember who it was by.
Yeah, I saw it.
It was like an All the Places You Go kind of thing with a little Seussian version of Samantha at the top. And my comic shop still had one. It may still be there. I don't know. And that cover looks so cool. I came that close to buying it, but it was already such a huge week. I was just like,
when I was doing my review, I saw that I was going through the covers, and I saw that one, and I didn't get what it was because it didn't have the trade dress, so it didn't have the lettering. As I kept scrolling through the covers, I was like, "Oh, this is Dr. Zeus." Once you see it with the trade dress and the font,
not
a Doctor Who, Dr. Zeus.
Doctor Who?
I get my doctors confused. It's Dr. Seuss, Dr. Dre, Dr. Robbie from the Pit, and
Dr. Zayas.
Dr. Zayas. That's right. All right, Jeff. What was your pick of the week?
My pick of the week was Transformers 30. Dun dun dun. Yay. Big things happen. Big transitional issue. We get some change in the hierarchy of power of the Transformers universe is about to change.
You think
welcome the Rock? Alita 1 showed up at the end of last issue, and she's pissed at Optimus because Optimus has been spinning his wheels on Earth instead of fighting the big fight on Cybertron. And so they have words. They definitely have words in this issue.
No, they have more than words.
Yeah. And we get a big thing happens at the end of the book. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but it's a pretty big transition at the end.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this. I almost made it my pick of the week. The only reason I didn't was because there is another book that came out this week as well. But there's a really cool panel. I'm trying to find it here. Dan Mora, and this is his last issue for a little bit, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But this one right here, like him just removing everything in the background, and she's just not having it. She's just done with Optimus Prime. Also, there's like were they a thing back in the day? I don't know if that's lore. But this tells me that they were.
Yeah, it definitely gives those vibes, and I feel like I felt those. I feel like that's something that has been maybe addressed in maybe previous issues. I don't know. I'm not that up with the lore.
Or maybe in the IDW stuff. I didn't read all of that, but there's so much Transformers. Yeah, man.
It may have even been part of the original cartoon because they do get into like his Optimus Prime before he was Optimus and Alita 1 and stuff were back there as well, but.
Yeah, and because even the new animated movie only has RC in it, there's no Alita. Or is it Alita?
I think that was Alita with
That was
Scarlett
Alita.
Johansson.
Right.
I
Yeah,
think it
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
Alita.
Sorry, I don't mean to think all the girl robots look the same, but they do
It's
look
more
the
than
same.
there's more than just.
But they do look the same. They're even both
But
pink.
they,
That's not on me.
that's how you know. That's how you know they're girls.
That's not on me. All right. That's the
What is
80s.
your pick of the week?
My pick of the week is a book, the last issue of a series that I've been following since inception. It is Marion Heretic #1 from Boom Studios. It's the
Number
last
5.
issue for now. Yeah, #5. Sorry, yeah. Marion Heretic #5. Last issue for now. It's been confirmed that Marion Heretic will return, will come back to this world of Vespers. It's really good. Like, it just wraps up in such a cool way. This book is so irreverent about like a lot of things, uh, especially religion. It's a fighting nun. There's
Battle
witches.
Pope.
I mean, Battle Pope wishes. I've never read Battle Pope. And then there's a really cool letter from Teeny Howard, who's the writer, at the end of the book. And then also they did there's fan art. Like, they put, I guess people sent in fan art and they
Oh,
put it
that's
in the
fun.
cover.
That's
And
cool.
they also did some cosplay.
Oh, that's awesome.
Which, like, I love the way that embracing the fandom of something like this. So yeah, man, this book is just really good. I shot a series review for this for all the issues, and it clocked out about like over 10 minutes. So I got a lot to say about this book. So you can catch that later on in the channel if you want more in-depth thoughts. But I love Marion Heretic. Have you checked that out? Did you check out issue #1 at least? No?
No, I never checked. I was going to, and then I don't think I could find it at my shop. I found like the second and third issues are there. I think I'd trade wait once it
If
comes out.
if that speculation bubble had been around when this came out, that would have been the book for that week. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
like
definitely.
it feels like it does have a lot of those like 90s image vibes of like, we're just gonna do insane shit for
Pockets,
but
pockets
yeah,
everywhere.
yeah. Boom has given us all this stuff. Maybe when the trade comes out, I'm sure they'll send us a review copy. I'll share that with you guys because I really want as many people to read this book so they can enjoy it the way I did. So okay, let's go take out our poll list and get out of here so I can go check out my trash can outside. All right, we'll start with your poll list. So make sure to follow myself and Jeff on League of Comic Geeks.
So we've got Absolute Flash. This is start of the new story arc. We'll see where it goes from there. World's Finest. Oh, the last issue of World's Finest was really good. They're on Earth 3. Superman and Batman are on Earth 3, where all the bad guys are. Captain America's in Latveria fighting Red Hulk. The newest issue of Exquisite Corpses. This feels like we're coming up to kind of an end point. I mean, there's only a handful of killers left, so I don't know how long this goes.
I think it was scheduled to be 12 issues, if I'm not mistaken, which I do have a computer in front of me, so we can look into that.
And then, of course, G.I. Joe, the newest issue of G.I. Joe. Duke is going, it looks like Duke's going to meet Optimus Prime. Maybe. We'll see how that goes.
God, they better meet.
I hope so. Night City, that is a Matt Kent book, sort of a Superman kind of book. Really interesting premise. That first issue was really cool.
And this
Lucky
is 2 out of
Devils.
3. So this is 2 out of 3. So you should it's pretty like Matt Kent loves doing 3-issue art stories.
Gets in and out. All you need is just need the basics. Lucky Devils, we're probably coming to an end of that series pretty soon, which I'm glad. It's a good series, but it's going to read way better once it's all together.
Agreed. Agreed.
Our Soot-Stained Heart #4.
Yes.
I've missed the second issue, and my comic shop is desperately trying to find one. It's on a back order. I don't know if I'm ever going to see it. So I honestly don't know if I'm ever going to finish this series. I might try to get a Titan.
I'll try to get you we should have them on our box. I'll try to get those for you. Because I have been waiting for this. When is this the last one? How many more do we have? Yeah, this is the last one of the series, so I feel like.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. At least on it doesn't go past this. So I'll
It
try to
also
put
has,
it here.
I was gonna say, it also has Stepan Morian art, who's the artist
Mhm.
on Bleeding Hearts.
Which is
The
crazy
zombie
because
stuff is gross.
I like his art
This,
here.
yeah,
Yeah.
the art here is great.
Yeah.
Planet
Oh, there you
She-Hulk,
go.
I think that's the second to last issue of that.
This is actually the last issue, my friend.
Oh,
Oh
is
no,
that
yeah,
it?
you're right. You're right. No, you're right. 6. They're going to
Okay.
6.
One of
I can't
the
believe Marvel fumbling the bag. Oh, it makes me so
Ultimates,
angry.
another second to last, or sorry, that might be the last issue of the Ultimates too.
I don't know, Jeff. Looks like your pull is about to run out.
The Wonder Woman, Tom King returns to Wonder Woman, much to the chagrin of many people on TikTok, but not to Danny or
Oh,
myself. I enjoy it.
okay,
We're getting
TikTok.
back into the whatever his overarching story is with
Yeah,
the
and
Mistress
it
or
has
whatever.
that thing I told you about at the top, so you know you can just jump in there.
Oh yeah, brand new story art.
Mhm.
And Wrestle Heist. I've been having a lot of fun with Wrestle Heist.
Oh yeah, I think there's one more issue after this, and then I'll be reading that as well. So
Yeah.
fun. Oh, seems like a overall a light week. Um,
Yeah. Well, they're gonna start getting real heavy.
Might keep you under $60 there.
Oh well, you know what? Now that I look at it, I haven't added any of the whatever the new DC Next Level stuff is.
Oh boy, here we go.
I need to go
Well,
back in and re-update the list because there's some stuff that's missing off of it.
well, let's go to my list and you can see those. So we got Absolute Flash as well. Baby Garfield #1. I don't know if I'm picking it up, but I put it on here because I was gonna review it. I did read it. It's pretty charming. It has 2 really nice stories. This is definitely aimed at younger audiences, so
Yeah.
but it's fun. If you like Garfield, and like if you want to introduce your kids to Garfield, I think this is a perfect book to do that. It's very, very cute. World's Finest, Batwoman #1.
That'll be on
Fantastic.
that's on my pull list right now. So
Oh
it's
yeah.
just hasn't been made over.
Catwoman #85. I did read. I don't know if I'll keep it on. It's not. Sometimes when I put it on the pull list is because I need to remind myself to do a video about it. So this is not. It's a kind of a fake pull list,
Yeah.
but
This is
Dead
another one that I did add to my list as well at the shop. The Dead Teenagers one.
Dead Teenagers #1 from Oni Press. I was looking through our email. I don't have this yet. Hopefully they'll send it on Monday because I do want to get into it. I like doing videos on Tuesday about indie comics so that people can get to the shop and get excited about them.
Yeah.
Deathstroke #1, which once again, go check out our big tier. Go check out our big tier list about that. Devil on My Shoulder #4. This is the last issue of that series from Kyle Starks. This is a triple Kyle Starks week. Devil on My Shoulder,
Oh.
End of Life, and Wrestle Heist. So yeah, End of Life #2. Exquisite Corpses, which you already talked about. G.I. Joe, which you already talked about. Lobo #1, which we've already talked about as well. Lucky Devils. New Titans. Look at that. You can just rename the title without changing the numbers, Jeff. Isn't that fucking exciting?
Marvel would never.
This is really fun. Tate Brumble's taking over the series.
I love
feels
Tate
like
Brumble.
reads like a Twilight Zone episode almost.
Mm,
So if that entices you, that's the only little bit I'll give you about that. Nightwing. Yeah, this Nightwing run has not been fully up my alley, but I'm still picking it up.
They're getting
Hoping.
Dennis Cowan is becoming the new regular artist, I read.
Yeah, which is cool. Like it feels like a throwback art, so maybe this one will grab me again. Planet She-Hulk, Rafael Garcia, Henchman #1 from Titan Comics. I haven't read this one. I just want to check it out. The Sentry #1. They're getting a new book, so that's fun. I don't know. I didn't read the last series where he was split up into 5 people. Did you? Sorry, Marvel.
I've never been a big Sentry person. Like,
I love those Sentry verses from like from the mid 2000s, where like it fills you in on his story with different groups of people like FF and X-Men.
yeah.
Mark Teixeira, I don't know if you remember that artist. He did one of those, and I took it to a convention, and he did a little remark of the Sentry on it for me. I didn't even ask him to do that. That was back in the day. before artists and comic creators started getting like harassed by everyone, and they could actually do nice things for people that enjoy their books. Now they have to charge you because somebody brings a full run to get signed, or 30,000 copies of Venom #1.
Ugh,
Um,
those people.
I'm not salty though. I'm not salty about it. Uh, Star Wars Hyperspace Stories Grievous. This is a trade paperback by Michael Moresi, who's doing the Barbarian book. So
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's the
I-
same, but if you like Grievous, like, yeah, it's cool. It's about how he gets one of the lightsabers. So like, I don't know, I don't know what else to tell you to pitch the book. That's how much it is. Uh, Last issue of Godzilla Starship or Starship Godzilla. What last issue or just closing the arc? Hold on. Yeah, last issue. Okay, I thought so. Superman Unlimited. This is one of the ones that I haven't read from DC either, but I will.
That's the Dan Slott one, right? Yeah, that's
Yes,
the Dan
yes.
Slott one.
Which we have the combo Batman Superman in the cover, so that's interesting, and also a younger version of John.
Huh.
So that's also interesting. Thundercat Silverhawks Road to War #1. I just know that I'm gonna. Matter of fact, we're gonna look at the covers for that one before we get out of here. Ultimate Wolverine, Ultimates, Wonder Woman, and Wrestle Heist, which we've already talked about. So to close out, I just want to see which cover I'm gonna try to pick up because there's 14 of them. Ooh, who's this? Megan Hetrick. I've heard that name multiple times now, or I've seen it. I like their work. Fabio.
Jay Lee? Oh,
No, Fabio Faila. I can see why you would think it's Jay Lee though,
yeah.
but I believe his wife June Lee does most of his colors, and that doesn't look like her color palette. But I can see why you would yeah. Oh, that's cool. Declan Shalvey combining the logos. That's fun. Oh, that's an animation cell back in the day. Of course. Oh, well,
Blind bag.
you might get another blind bag next week. We'll see. Stay tuned. Oh, actually,
Not
these
too
are all
many.
kind of
Just
the same variants. Huh. Maybe I'll just get the main one or a blind. I wonder what's in the blind bag. If I'll check if the blind bag is other than what's in here, then maybe I'll get a blind bag. If not, I might just get this cover.
are you? Do you ever watch? Have you ever? Do you watch the Teen Titans Go stuff?
I haven't. It wasn't really my. No, it wasn't my thing. I feel like I was too old for that.
You should. Well, you should watch it because it is some of the funniest setups of comics that I've ever seen. Like, I
Okay.
watched it over the COVID years. I got into it. This is like a huge rift in the fandom. There's that first Teen Titans cartoon that is very beloved by fans.
I think that's where I am, and it makes me angry that we don't have more of that. When I look at the little ones, it is not their fault.
And then there's the other ones, the far more popular, far more successful, younger one, far more sellable other ones. But
They made a movie for them. I mean,
they made multiple movies. In fact, they made a movie with the first group of Titans. There's a crossover movie. But there's an episode of that Teen Titans Go, because Thundercats had the same problem, where Thundercats, they had the original cartoon, and they had a reboot that was like in the mid 2010-ish, 2009, 2010. And then there was the most recent reboot, which was very Cartoon Network. Everything was very bubbly. It looked like an Adventure Time kind of whatever, and fans revolted against it. But there's a kind of crossover where the Teen Titans Go meet the Thundercats, and they run into all those versions. They run into like the newest version of the Thundercats. Then that Lion-O meets all the other Lion-Os from the previous iterations. So the Titans Go have to kind of talk the Thundercats through toxic fandom.
That's
in this
hilarious.
episode. So there's a lot of tongue in cheek in the Teen Titans Go, where they are very much aware that they are not liked by fandom, and that the other like they themselves, the younger Teen Titans Go, think the other Titans are super cool. They're like, everybody's right. They're so much cooler than we are. Like, there are episodes where they talk about Warner Brothers being their studio. Like, it is so smart. It is such a smart cartoon that I wish people would give it more of a shot. Just take out the fact that there's that previous cartoon. This Teen Titans Go almost has nothing to do with Teen Titans. It's all about almost like how they interact within the world around. Like it's so smart. It is so smart.
Okay, I'll check it out. I feel like that's something I could just jump into, like the highest rated episodes. I don't think there's like a lot of continuity.
No, you can pick up pretty much anywhere.
Because the original one had a lot, like they built stories, right?
Yeah.
So,
This is not that. There are a couple of episodes that like they have callback. It's almost like watching a
Family Guy or
sitcom.
something.
Yeah, where they'll call back to other things. And there's some episodes that I will go back and watch over and over again.
I do sometimes watch the little clips on Instagram or TikTok or whatever, where people will clip out like a funny bit like that. So, but then all that happens is that, like, we just had this conversation. Fast forward to next week, I'm gonna be telling you, like, I just restarted watching the original Teen Titans.
yeah, I understand. I might send you episodes to watch where I'm like, no, watch this one.
That's what you should do instead. That way I don't have to, because I remembered I was very excited for it and I tried it, and the first few episodes are not that self-referential and they're still very silly. And I was like, oh, this is for a younger audience. This is not for me. But it feels like they kind of evolve from what you're saying. So
if I find, I'll have to, because there's like one where they make it to, I don't know if it's I don't know how many episodes they have, but there's one that's a definite anniversary episode, but then they don't have enough animators to finish animating like the episode. And they get into like they get into like how they pay the animators and stuff. It's just such a good, there are episodes that are just so good.
I do need to watch Teen Titans Go to the Movies. I think that's because that's the one that made a theatrical debut, if I remember correctly. So
yeah, and it's the one, like, it tells some of the funniest joke. I don't want to spoil anything, but there's some of the funniest jokes in that movie that I just, oh god,
I mean, I think
so good.
Zack Snyder was in it, maybe, so that might be my way in. Or I'm thinking of maybe James Gunn. I don't know. Maybe that was Rick and Morty. I'm getting all these animes confused.
I think that's Rick and Morty. But they do make, well, they make some pretty prophetic. There's a joke at the beginning of the movie where Robin thinks he's getting, because it's Teen Titans Go to the Movie. They go to a movie where they're seeing a Batman movie premiere, and Robin keeps thinking they're going to make a movie about him, but they don't. And they keep getting trailers for other Batman related properties. And at the time, none of these were true, but they had, like, there's one on Alfred, and then since then there's been an Alfred television show. And then they make it the joke where there's like, and here's one on the Batmobile, and they've since had a Batmobile. They had like the Bat car, Bat wheels. So like all these things came true, and you kind of wonder, I'm like, well, were they in the works when they were making this movie? Like, no, they just, the writers just made the stuff up, and of course it became true because it's how silly the world is.
All right, maybe I need to finish One Piece first. So,
I mean,
we'll see, and catch up on Monarch.
You gotta pace yourself,
and Hijack. I need to finish Hijack to see what happens with what's his name, Idris Elba. Did he hijack the train? Who knows? So, well, anything else, Jeff? Before we get out of here, I think we covered all the bases.
The only thing I would suggest is go hunt down the clip of Nicole Byers with Ben, the voice of Sonic. Ben, I can't think of his name.
No,
Ben Schwartz. She has him on her podcast, and they call the voice actor Colleen, that does Tails. Nicole Byers has a full-on meltdown because she loves Sonic, and she right off the bat, like as soon as Ben comes, like she starts crying because she's just like such a Sonic fan. And so Ben's like, well, let's call up. He knows. He's like,
well, it feels like you got a bunch of things to send me on the Discord. So
yeah, I've got a bunch of stuff to send you on Discord. Yeah, and she just loses it as soon as she hears Tell's voice.
I agree with Carlos here. I need to do that. Yeah, that's fun. Okay, man, everybody, there's so many podcasts. No wonder ours gets lost in the mix. So
yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there.
We need a studio. We need a better studio. That's why we need.
And Ben Schwartz
at our Patreon. We do need to make friends with Ben Schwartz.
Yeah, it'd be fun. Fun friend.
We need to be friends with Amy Poehler, and then she can get us in on her hustle, with her production company. So listen, I love Broad City. All right, so I'm ready to work. Cool. Well, thanks everybody for watching. Make sure to stay tuned. We have a bunch of cool videos, but go back and check out our stream from yesterday was one of the craziest one I think we've done. And it is all because no one wrote notes. And yet
We just
somehow
made
we
it
had
on the fly.
I was expecting to be like notes light. I was not expecting it to be empty. So that was quite a fun surprise.
I was like, well, the fellas haven't been on a media podcast in
Yeah.
forever, so I'm gonna let them drive.
Same. I just put the tier, the stuff I wanted to do, like the Oscars thing and the tier thing, and then that Street Fighter trailer that was not a real trailer, then that fell through. So, but yeah, and then stay tuned. I'll be doing a video on Project Hail Mary as soon as I can. Like, I'm so excited for the film. So maybe I'll get these guys to at least watch the movie since they don't.
Do you have your ticket? Have you bought a ticket
no,
yet?
I'm gonna make a game day decision to see where I want to go, because like, do I want to check out an IMAX, Dolby? It'll depend on what's available. So, okay. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. Make sure to go follow Jeff on TikTok. He is very quick to put up some, like, this is what I bought this week. So if you want to get a little preview of what we're gonna be hearing on Sunday, or if we don't do a Sunday show for whatever reason, like the wind's blowing and the internet's out, then you can still keep up with Jeff. Follow us both on League of Comic Geeks. I'm pretty active on there. I'm like logging my stuff because I wanna have all the stats by the end of the year. I think that's gonna be fun. So cool. Well, thank you for watching, everyone, and we'll see y'all next time. Bye bye.
The most important thing in life will always be
Hail Bebo.
Twitter loves you.
Simon Center, get the fuck out.
All right. Bye.
Get out of here, you weirdo.